It is freezing, let's be honest. Mom always told me to wear gloves as a kid, and I'm wishing I listened to her right now because, boy, my hands are cold. Her name is Jolene Hemme, a 17-year-old from Salina, Kansas, who was found in 1966 dead in the swimming pool at the Roper's Motel here behind me. It is pretty cold out here as the temperatures are dropping, and I know a lot of us out here are having fun, or at least just one of us. In Fort Stockton, I'm Jacob Sloan, ABC Big 2.
Big 2's Jacob Sloan joins us now live. Jacob, why do they say to not get too ahead of ourselves here?
Well, Katie, the price jump is good in the short term. However, for long-term production here in the basin, this price surge may not be all that it's cracked up to be. In fact, the long term is very uncertain, according to experts. It's the skyscrapers of downtown Midland, a diamond in the rough.
We kind of call them the Permian cheat sheet.
First opened in 1950, the store has gained a reputation over the years.
And there's always that kind of myth in the market that these guys were creating these maps using quill pens and, hand drafting, these incredibly small letters and these detailed reports on these maps.
Cedric Johnson has worked here for 17 years and remembers those days.
We're using quill pens and dipping them in ink, and you try to write and the ink splatters all over the map. So
lucky for him, times have changed. They traded the quills for pens, their ammonia press for a digital printer. But their maps have stayed the same.
70 years worth of work condensed into a map.
Every Permian county, by section, by lease, even by rig, every year for 60 years. This old bank vault is home to oil field history.
That same map is still used today.
And they still draft them by hand, writing tiny letters showing who owns what land, a process that takes quite a while to learn.
Oh, it took me about 6 months to actually figure it out.
But now that information is not only digital, but interactive, all with the help of energy tech company Enverus, who acquired the map company. While the method may be new, the history lives on.
The user wants to see what the ownership looked like in 1962. It's a click of a button. They can actually recreate that snapshot in time.
We have the capabilities of, of doing maps that we just never knew we can do.
And Johnson knows he holds the keys to a major part of West Texas history.
Just to be in this position is an honor.
The message was clear.
Don't mess with Texas.
Representative August Pfluger brought key House Republicans to West Texas on Wednesday. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy and Representative Bruce Westerman, the ranking Republican on the House Natural Resources Committee. They all agree.
It's embarrassing to see what's happening with this administration, and what I don't see from this administration is a plan.
Since taking office, President Biden has issued executive orders canceling the Keystone Pipeline permit and banning drilling on federal land. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy says that this hurts everyone.
Check the price of gasoline today and tell me where it is in a year. You could thank Joe Biden for that.
But more than that, they say that the administration is pushing America back to relying on foreign oil. They say that energy independence and making drilling cleaner are one and the same, and both parties can work together on that.
They're not mutually exclusive.
And that sentiment stretches from Arkansas to California.
When America's energy independent, they were environmentally safer. So on the East Coast, when they bring natural gas from Russia, what does that mean? That's 42% dirtier. American energy is cleaner than the foreign entities that are making it.
Leader Kevin McCarthy then reached across the aisle, urging Texas Democrats.
Don't follow Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden. Follow your constituents. Care about the jobs. Care about the country. Join with us. Reverse the Keystone Pipeline. Allow people to produce their energy here in America and make us stronger.
Hoping that jobs that were lost can one day come back. Jacob Sloan, Fox 24 News.
The hospital recognized that we didn't have enough masks to continue to do surgery at the same rate that we did.
When COVID-19 made its way into West Texas, Dr. Faye Armstrong Papp at Medical Center Hospital knew she had the ability to make a difference.
I had made masks for a nurse who was allergic to the paper masks.
As she began sewing masks, she saw how big the need was in our community.
Dr. Armstrong planted the seed, and that seed has grown into a beautiful crop.
What started as a one-woman operation turned into more than 500 West Texans all making masks. They talked to each other through a Facebook group.
What a great experience it was to have all these people working together, taking care of each other, taking care of the community.
Eventually, the group Masks for Medics was providing PPE for law enforcement, nursing homes, and other medical professionals in Odessa. And although Dr. Armstrong led the charge, she says that the credit goes to all of those who lended a helping hand.
But please don't forget the hundreds of people who were working hand in hand with me to take care of the community. It's what I love about West Texas. We take care of each other, and we do it in a special way that you just don't see anywhere else on earth.
Well, producers call it the black eye of the energy industry, flaring. And a recent study shows that faulty flares in the basin are filling the air with tons of greenhouse gases. ABC Big 2's Jacob Sloan shows us how that study could change the energy industry.
Right now, you're looking at an infrared view of a flare that's venting natural gas. That cloud is methane being emitted into the atmosphere, something the Environmental Defense Fund is looking to stop.
We've always talked about it in terms of waste. You know, it's not an efficient use of a product that could be used.
The EDF has been tracking methane emissions in the basin since 2019 as a part of their Permian Map project. They found that more than 5% of all flares are malfunctioning, spewing even more greenhouse gases into our air.
That was actually a bit of a surprise. We did not expect it to be that high, and I think it points to, number one, a reason why we should really reduce flaring as much as we can. But also, obviously, there's some technical hurdles that need to be overcome to keep those flares lit.
Natural gas is flared for several different reasons, safety being one of them, but both the EDF and basin producers, like past PBPA Chairman Kirk Edwards, know that it's not efficient.
I think everybody today is doing their best to get that gas in a pipeline first and foremost. And I promise you, nobody is wanting to flare if they don't have to in this industry.
For producers, it takes care of the environment around us and can earn them more revenue. Both Edwards and Layden would want to see this change for the industry.
I still believe that what we need in Texas is an end to what we call routine flaring. And this is the concept that you can drill an oil well without having a destination or a place for the gas to go.
And the EDF is hoping to make oil production cleaner and more efficient. In Odessa, Jacob Sloan, ABC Big 2 News.
Well, there are several bills regarding routine flaring in the Texas legislature right now, but Layton says it's really up to the Railroad Commission to see more of that data collected in the Permian Map project. Head to yourbasin.com.